Hi, my name is Dana Llewellyn, and in this video, I will walk you through a full body open chain mobility sequence. Open chain mobility simply means that we're moving our body through space versus having a part of us fixed to an object or the floor. So this entire sequence will be done standing. There will be some single leg standing balance exercises in this video, so if you need assistance with balance, make sure that you have a chair, a table, a wall handy that you can use. This is the shortened version of this sequence. If you would like to go for a little bit longer, I have an extended edition on my page. I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Begin in a standing position. Feel both feet firmly rooted beneath you. Spread your toes wide and put a slight bend in the knees. Arms rest at the side of the body and spine is tall and long. We'll begin with a few cleansing breaths. If you'd like, you can close your eyes as you gently inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, gently in through the nose and open mouth exhale. Last time, filling up the lungs with air and releasing all that air through an open mouth. We'll start our mobility sequence with the neck and work our way down the body from there. So go ahead and bring both hands to the breastbone and gently press down and engage into the tissue. Start moving the head in a big circle in one direction. Keep it slow and controlled, and try to reach as much range as possible in every direction. Notice areas of ease and areas of tension. Continue breathing slowly through the nose, and then switch directions, moving in a smooth, controlled circle. If you hear snaps, crackles, and pops, that's okay, so long as they are not painful. It just means that we are creating a change in the tissue. However, we always want to be sure to just go to the point of tension and never to the point of pain in these exercises. Bring the head back to a neutral position. Next, we'll move on to the shoulders with shoulder screws. Bring both arms out to a T, palms facing down. Lift your left shoulder up to your ear, then slowly start to rotate that shoulder forward as the left palm flips to face the ceiling. Then rotate the shoulder back to neutral, palm rotates to face down, and squeeze the shoulder into scapular depression down the back. Then switch sides. Lift the right shoulder up to the ear. Slowly start to rotate that shoulder forward until the palm rotates to face up. Now unscrew the shoulder back to the starting position, and lastly bringing the shoulder into scapular depression down away from the ear. Back to the left shoulder lifts up and rotates forward. Then rotate back and bring the whole shoulder girdle down. Now the right side. Right shoulder lifts up and rotates forward. Then rotate back and bring the shoulder back down into scapular depression. Continue this movement 3 more times on each side, 6 times total. If you'd like, you can rotate the opposite shoulder back to create a sort of ringing action through the whole wingspan. Be sure to keep the breath smooth and even. Good job. Rest your arms by your side for a few breaths and notice how the shoulders feel. Next, we will work with the elbows. Make your hands into loose fists and extend the arms forward in front of you. Start to rotate the shoulders in, bringing fist to chest, then fist to shoulders, then tracing a circle back to the starting position. You will need to rotate your hands so that the palms face down before restarting the movement. Fists come to chest as elbows reach out, then do your best to complete a circle with palm facing up. At the end of the circular movement, rotate the fist to face down. Continue this movement 8 more times in this direction. Feel the bones of the forearm rotating against one another as you move through these elbow circles. Every time we bend and straighten the elbows, we are helping to pump fluid through this area. Elbows are an often overlooked area because they can be greatly affected by and even be the source of pain in the shoulders and the wrist. So move those elbows and make sure there is a smooth line of communication and flow from your torso to your hands. Now, switch directions. Fists start facing down with arms out in front of you. The first thing you do is rotate the fist to face up. Then move the forearm in a circle out so that the hands come to the shoulders. Then they reach the shoulder and complete the circle. The fist will naturally rotate back down as shoulders rotate in. Start again by rotating the fist to face up, circle out to meet the shoulders, then continue the circle towards the midline as palms rotate to face down. Continue with 8 more repetitions, feeling this natural pumping action and allowing for more blood and lymph and energy flow in this area. Notice if it's easier to move in one direction than the other. Now, pull elbows and upper arms close to the rib cage, elbows at a 90-degree angle with hands still and a light fist, palms facing down. Slowly move the fists up and down, feeling a stretch on the top side of the wrists when the fists are down, and a stretch on the bottom of the wrists when fists are up. Feel heat building in the wrists. Then, bring the wrists back to a neutral position. Fists move right to left, in and out, in and out. We'll do this about 10 times. We're almost done with the arms. We just have to do the hands. So spread the hands wide in front of you. Bring both pointer fingers to the same side thumb. Then stack all fingers on top of the pointer fingers. Open the hands again. Bring pinkies to thumb and stack all fingers on top of the pinkies. Open again. Pointer fingers to thumbs and stack. Open. Pinkies to thumbs and stack. Open. Pointers and stack. Open. Pinkies and stack. Open. Continue with the movement. Imagine all the bones in your hands and fingers spreading and opening, having more space between them. This is the last sequence for the arms. Relax the arms by your sides and notice how you feel. Next, we will work with the spine. Stand up tall with shoulders broad and crown of head reaching up. Inhale, puff the chest out and rotate the shoulders back, moving the spine through an arching motion. Then exhale to round the back, reaching the hands forward in front of you and spreading the shoulder blades around the rib cage. Move through the standing cat-cow again, arching the back and pressing the chest forward, then rounding the back. Feel the back of the rib cage stretch and open. Continue moving through the spinal movement of arching and rounding, using your hands to assist in the movement. Letting intention and energy flow towards the spine. Pairing this movement with your breath is very powerful and can help to strengthen muscles of respiration and allow for more ease of breathing. Now, 2 hands make a fist at the chest, elbows wide. Inhale, start to pull the left elbow back. Then exhale, the left elbow makes a circle forward as the right elbow then starts to pull back. Then the right elbow makes a circle forward, leading again into the left. This is a figure 8 for your thoracic vertebra, allowing the movements of the spine to open up and the structures to start communicating. Continue with these figure 8s 4 more times. Now come back to a neutral position and we'll switch directions. Pull the right elbow back and start to make a forward circle, and then the left moving forward. Pulling elbow back, then circling forward. Continue this motion with the breath, inhaling and exhaling at a pace that feels comfortable for you. Let this movement and the breath bring movement and life into the spine and ribcage. Release arms down by your sides and take a few breaths to notice how you feel. Come back to a standing position and place hands on the low back and press the hips forward. Start to move the hips in a big circle in a clockwise direction. Imagine you're in a big jar of peanut butter and you're trying to scrape the edges. Breathe as you open the hips in all directions. Use your hands on your hips to help increase sensation and awareness, and then switch directions, moving in a big, juicy hip circle in a counterclockwise direction. This movement pairs well with nice, deep nasal breaths. Keep the movement slow and controlled, and notice where there are areas of tension and areas of ease. Next, we will be moving into our single leg standing movements. So if you need balance assistance, go ahead and find that wall or chair or whatever you're using to help you balance. Move all your weight into your left foot and extend the right leg out behind you. Point the toes out, then draw the whole leg forward as if stepping over a short fence. The right leg pulls to a 90-degree position in front of you. Hip, knee, and ankle all at 90 degrees. Then extend that leg straight behind you again, externally rotating from the hip before circling the leg forward, stepping over a small fence. Return to the 90-90 position and continue for 8 more repetitions in these forward leg circles. Remember to turn the toes to face out before each circle. This ensures proper rotation of the femur inside the hip socket. Rotation of this ball and socket joint is essential to healthy, pain-free hips. We don't often get enough functional rotation in our hips throughout the day, so this is a great movement practice to keep familiar in your body. Now, shake out that standing leg if you need to, and we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Come back to standing on both legs, then move all your weight into your right foot and extend the left leg out behind you. Point the toes out. Then draw the whole leg forward as if stepping over a short fence. Left leg pulls to a 90-degree position in front of you, hip, knee, and ankle. Then extend that leg straight behind you again, externally rotating from the hip before circling the leg forward, stepping over a small fence. Return to that 90-degree position and continue for 8 more repetitions. Remember to turn toes to face out before each circle. Continue with smooth and easy breaths. Notice if balance is easier on one side or the other. We are almost done. We will just do some movements of the ankles to finish up. So shake out your right leg if you need to and move to stand on the left leg. Extend the right leg in front of you and start to point and flex the ankle, getting the toes involved as much as possible. Flex and squeeze your toes together as you point, and extend and spread the toes apart in dorsiflexion. Go through this movement 5 more times, feeling heat and energy flowing to the feet. Then bring the ankle back to a neutral position and start to move the sole of the foot towards midline and away from midline. Stay within a range that has maybe some tension but not any pain, inverting and everting the foot. Finally, move the foot in a big circle, letting the toes freely point and flex with each movement. Switch directions after about 5 repetitions. Shake out the left leg if you need to and move over to stand on the right leg. Left leg extends out in front of you and begin to point and flex from the ankle joint, letting the toes move along with it. Pointing in plantar flexion and extending in dorsiflexion. Feel the bones of the foot and ankle starting to get a little bit more space between them, allowing for more circulatory flow. Then come back to a neutral ankle position and invert and evert the foot by bringing the sole of the foot to face midline and then away. Finally, we move the right ankle in a big circle in one direction 5 times. And switching for 5. We'll end today by standing with both feet firmly grounded. Rotate palms to face forward. Spread the shoulders broadly and reach the crown of the head up, 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 imagining space between each spinal bone. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, thanking your body for all that it does for you, and thanking yourself for taking the time to take care of you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'll see you next time.